Hey guys, it's your host Brian, just checking in with you guys and sharing some of my thoughts about this holiday season. There seems to be a epidemic nowadays, a loneliness epidemic in the men's community, and I wanted to address that a little bit with you guys and kind of, gauge your thoughts and tell me what you think. But I've been talking to a lot of guys in the men's world and chat groups and different men's groups, and it's kind of a universal understanding all across the board that there's a loneliness going on, and both the married men and the single men and just guys going through it, where the burden of life is overtaking them. And I kind of wanted to address that. I wanted to touch base on that because it's hard in the holiday season when so much of us have had to fight through things economically, even just within our homes, and there's a lot going on in the household. So the holidays gets kind of hard because it's a point of reflection for us. So we start kind of distancing ourselves away from people and those problems sometimes, or sometimes we do face them, but it's at a big cost, like divorce or just separation. And this is a time that's very transformative. And what we could do, or what we should be doing, is coming back to what really matters most, which is first our own mental health. Because if we can't save anyone else if we're sinking ourselves, and that's something that I always preach to the guys. Like, guys, you gotta save your own ship before you start trying to throw your own lifeboats to the next ship, and you can't help anyone else if you're no good. So you gotta fix yourself and start looking within and retrospectively and saying, okay, where am I? Am I good? Do I got myself? Am I okay? And nowadays it's kind of hard to, we're lonely, and that's like the beginning of it all. And I think one of the things that we need to start doing as men is starting to tackle that loneliness epidemic by forming men's groups and collaborative groups, because it's important that men socialize. They say no man's an island, and yeah, you should be able to hold things off on your own, but every so often you need people to hold you accountable or to throw ideas off of, so that you can get new perspective and new understandings, because you can hear something from one person one way and hear it from the whole other person in a different way, but it's the same message, and it'll finally get through to you, or you'll receive it in a way that'll better you. And having these men's groups, having places, even if just it's a social thing or a collaborative thing, or even if it's just a once a month thing where you can just kind of plug into and be a part of something bigger, will really help you. And people don't understand just how effective that can be in combating loneliness. So if you're a guy and you're kind of going through these struggles and you're going through these ups and downs, and you don't know where to start and you're just lonely, maybe find a group, or go, if you have certain hobbies that you like. For example, like some guys like shooting, going to the shooting range, maybe join a gun club. Or some people like hiking or fitness. Those are great groups to join. Or even sports, like I happen to like volleyball. That's fun. Some guys like football, they could play flag football with other guys, and those are great ways of getting to know other guys in your community. And then maybe even just a social group. Maybe you like book reading, maybe whatever the group is, it doesn't matter, but just kind of put yourself out there, because without that input, maybe it's not even in your local area. You might even have to travel just outside of that. But it's important that you make the effort to connect with people, that you make the effort to go beyond yourself, so that you can just get new information and that'll help you combat that loneliness that you're feeling. And even though there are times where it feels like you could be lost in a sea of people, maybe it's about finding the right people. And that's hard. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's not easy, but maybe it's about finding the group of people that'll make you feel like you can finally step to the next level, or even let go of some baggage that you have, maybe from a past relationship, or some traumatic background that you may have come from, maybe from childhood. Or maybe that'll be the catalyst you need to start seeking therapy, because that's I'm an advocate for therapy. I'll be the first one to admit that. I've been to therapy, I've spoken to therapists, I've worked through some stuff, and it's worked wonders both in my marriage and in my relationships with people and how I conduct myself in society. Like I've had to do some inward looking and saying, okay, I'm at fault at this. I'm not perfect. I got to work on this, and maybe that's what you need. Maybe this is a season of healing for you. But whatever it is that you're going through this season, don't go through it alone, because truly no man is an island, and you shouldn't be. You shouldn't have to go through this alone. And even if you only got one friend in the world, it's the quality, not the quantity, that matters. So maybe join a group, and who knows what that'll turn into, because maybe by joining that group you can start making changes in your community, maybe start fixing some stuff around your community that you don't like, and be part of change, effective change within your own community, your own backyard. Because honestly, there's a lot going on, and the world needs good people. But specifically, the world needs men who are willing to step to plate and make some changes. But we can't do that effectively if we're not good within ourselves. So, to kind of tie it all over, just find a group of people that you can connect with, that are good people, and then good people. Like, let's cut the BS and let's go straight to the heart of it. You know who's good and who's bad for you. If you got people that are instructing you to do things that'll lead you astray, or drugs, or things that you shouldn't be doing, come on, those aren't the people you should be connecting with. Maybe it's time you start elevating yourself and elevating the group that you're in. Go to the next level, and say, no, I want to be around people. Like, maybe fitness is a journey. Like, I'm a big guy. I know I need to be working out, so maybe joining a fitness group would help me, or joining a hiking group. But whatever the task at hand, don't do it alone, because you're not alone. There are people that want to help you. There are brothers that are willing to step in and say, hey, do you need a hand? And you know what? Sometimes that's all you need to hear. Sometimes, like, you know what? I can't do this alone. Help me with a workout plan. Help me with the diet plan. Help me go to therapy, or can you recommend a therapist, or whatever the goal is, or whatever you're going through. You can't have purpose if you're not fixing some of the stuff that's wrong within you, some of the stuff that's troubling you. And so what I want this holiday season is, I want us to look within ourselves as men and say, okay, I need to start plugging into groups. I need to start talking to people. I need to start making some changes, because whatever this is not working, and I need to start doing things that are working, or things that are going to compel me to do things that'll work. So I hope this has been helpful to you. I just wanted to share my thoughts with you. I got nothing but love for all of you. So take care and have a good happy holiday season.